Hi students, I am back today once again to discuss with you one of the latest queries that I have seen in my inbox, that is participle. Today I shall be discussing with you participle. I have already discussed about it in one video, but I came to know from your queries that you still have some doubts about it, so I will try to clarify those doubts step by step. Number one, what is a participle? A participle, to be very simple, I'll not go by the book definition because the book definition you will find in the book itself. You don't need me for that. So, what is a participle? A participle is actually a word that looks like a verb, but it is not actually a verb. It is a non finite verb. Actually, there are two kinds of verbs, finite verb and non finite verb. What is a finite verb? A finite verb is a verb that imparts complete sense to a sentence. So, আমি বাজারে যাই. Here, যাই is in Bengali you call it সমাপিকা ক্রিয়া. That is the finite verb. And in English, what do you call it? You call it অসমাপিকা ক্রিয়া. In the other one, the non-finite one in Bengali. বাজারে গিয়ে আমি ফল কিনলাম. এই গিয়েটা হচ্ছে অসমাপিকা ক্রিয়া. কিনলামটা সমাপিকা. So this অসমাপিকা ক্রিয়া is actually the non-finite verb that we come across in English language. Oshamapika kriya is the non-finite verb, and this Oshamapika kriya has a few categories in English: participle, gerund and infinitive, right? And this portion we are going to discuss about participle. So first of all, let's begin with present participle. So how to identify a present participle and how to distinguish present participle with present continuous tense. Present participle will inevitably take ing into its existence. Going to the market, I bought some fruit. Now, if you see there is this ing word without is, am, are, was, were, supporting verbs, then you will be 100% sure that yes, this is participle and not continuous tense. That is the identifier of a participle. So going to the market, I bought some fruits. Next, the question is that if I tell you being tired, I took rest. So here also it is present participle. Being tired. Okay, because being is there. Right? Now coming next. So have you understood what is present participle? It will have this ing in it, but it will not have any supporting verb like is, am, are, was, were. Okay, let's do a few more examples. The mother tried to console the crying baby. So crying baby. So how is the baby? The baby who is crying. I have crunched it to write the word crying. That is also present participle. Because baby is crying. This is, am, are, was, were is not present. Only crying baby. Okay. So reading the book, he went to sleep. So reading the book, he went to sleep. So reading is the participle. So he read the book and then he went to sleep. Right? So these are the present participles which have this ing, but they don't have the supporting is, am, are, was, were. Now next we come to the next portion, that is past participle. So how does a past participle look like? Tired, I went to bed. So look, no ing but the past form. Exhausted, the traveler took some rest. Deceived by the dishonest person, the man lost faith in all humans around him. So deceived. Okay, so now you will ask me, ma'am, then how do I differentiate it from a verb? It is not having is, am, are, was, were. He was deceived, he lost faith. Was deceived is the complete verb. The traveler was exhausted, he took rest under the tree. So was exhausted. Okay, that is a complete finite verb. But here I am saying exhausted, the traveler took rest. Tired, the boys went to bed. The boys were tired, they went to bed. So were tired is the finite verb. So whenever you see the verb, the main verb is having the auxiliary verb, the supporting verb with it, is, am, are, was, were, we can be sure that it is the finite form. But whenever they are dropping this back at home and coming on their own to face the battle, like in present participle, going, doing, crying without the supporting ones. In past participle, tired, exhausted, deceived, betrayed, shocked, elated. Elated means to be very happy. Then these are not carrying the supporting verbs with them, and hence they are what? They are the participle form. If they are having ing, then present participle. If they are having the ed, then they are the past participle. Now coming to the, okay, another example that I would like to discuss here. Everyone showed mercy on the tired traveler. Okay, so everyone took pity on the tired traveler. So tired, see, again a past participle. Traveler who is tired. I've crunched it into tired traveler. So I'm leaving out the is, am, are, was, were. Right? Now I will discuss with you the another example. Say, shocked, we stood rooted to the spot. So shocked. I was shocked, I stood rooted to the spot. I'm not writing that. I'm writing shocked. I've omitted the is, am, or, was, were part. So past participle. The shocked boy lost consciousness. Shocked boy. So shocked again, past participle. The boy was shocked. He lost consciousness. Was shocked, finite verb. The shocked boy lost consciousness. Past participle. Now we come to the next part. What is that? Perfect participle. Having done his work, the child went to play. Having finished his homework, the child went to play. So what is the sentence in the flip side? The child had finished his work, he went to play. But I'm not writing here had finished. So when you are dropping back the has, have, had at home and coming on your own to take the battlefield, what are you using? Having finished. That does not mean the child finished his work, he went to play. No. Having finished indicates the child had finished his work, he went to play. Having washed the utensils, mother went to cook the meal. So mother had washed the utensils, she went to cook the meal. But we are leaving out this has, have, had. We are straight away going to having done, having finished, having washed. So this is the participle form. So what is the difference between the past form and the past participle and perfect participle? This is a perfect participle because we are using the perfect tense. Having finished, having done, having washed, having gone to the market, Mr. Sen bought the fruits. Having gone. We are not saying going. We are not saying that went to the market he did this. So we are using the participle form, the third form, the perfect tense, having gone, having done, having washed. So this having must be there in the perfect participle. This having is the identifier. So in case of present participle, ing is the identifier, going, crying, doing, sinking, whatever. In case of the past participle, ed, shocked. Okay. The tired traveler, the exhausted traveler. Okay. But in case of the perfect participle, what will it be? Having done. Having is the identifier. Having gone. We are not saying he had done this. No, having done this. Right? So these are the three specific categories. And how will you understand? You will see if the sentence is having a past perfect tense or a present perfect tense. If the sentence is having a present or post perfect tense, you will be 98% sure that it is going to be joined by the perfect participle and not past participle. So I had done my work, I went to play. It will not be doing my work, I went to play. No, because it is said having done my work, I had done my work. So having done my work. If I tell you I was tired, I went to bed. So tired, I went to bed. But if I tell you I had been tired, I didn't receive the call. Having been tired, I didn't receive the call. Because this mother sentence is, I had been tired, I didn't receive the call. So having been tired, BWN. Having been tired, I did not receive the call. But if I say I was tired, I didn't receive the call. Tired, I didn't receive the call. Is that clear to you? When you are going to use the perfect participle, when you are going to use the past participle, it depends on the sentences provided to you. Right. So if I tell you that I was elated, as I told you, happy, I jumped in joy. Elated, I jumped in joy. But if I tell you I had been robbed, I felt terrible. Having been robbed, I felt terrible. In the first sentence, I was elated, not perfect tense. So elated, I jumped in joy. But when I am saying I had been robbed on the road. I felt terrible. So had been robbed. Perfect tense. Having been robbed. BWN. I felt terrible. So is that clear? Is it understandable, students? Now I'll discuss in another video, I'll discuss with you the absolute clause, the day being sunny. That type I will discuss in another sentence, another video. Okay? So please practice. I'll always suggest from Renan Martin you practice, because that is the most authentic book. You can also go for Nesfield, but that should never be in the first round of doing. In the first round of practicing, we should rely on Renan Martin. Then we can go for advanced study to Nesfield. Nesfield is only for those students who want to do advanced study. Otherwise, you can leave out Nesfield and only depend on Renan Martin. It's quite abundant. And all the doubts you have, drop me in the inbox. I'll make another video where I'll be discussing the doubts. Okay, I'll be coming back with another video on absolute clause and discussing the same with you with a few other nitty-gritties on clauses. Take care, work hard and stay safe during corona pandemic.